So right here we inside the Vue application now and continue working on our Canyon project. A couple things I want pointing that this workflow what I'm creating, I'm going from the world machine to the Vue applications and integrating by using high maps, and other tutorial will also will cover, just as example, OBJ export from the world machine so you can compare results. But overall, this is what we're going to do. And if you have other render application, Maya or other ones, this result can be very similar. So all what you need to do, just use it, image-based height map for the object creation. So what I want on this one right now, I want to create terrain. But before we create our final terrain, I want to show you extra step what you can do. And normally we're using standard terrain. So for now, I want actually to use the procedural or fractal terrain as a beginning. And the reason why I want to add strata filter, and we'll show how to do this. So we'll go edit object. One thing I want to remove edges so we don't have any. Let's also reset the function. So right now we have it, you can see flat terrain. We'll open function editor. And let's right here just increase to our resolution so we can see in details what's happening. Okay, now when we open our node editor, what we want to do is add projected texture. So we'll go ahead, add this one. And right here I have a lot of maps, and how I say high resolution other maps, and you will have them when you purchase applications. So it will, well, you purchase tutorials, it will come with all these maps. So right here I have a height map, I'm using one, so we'll go open OK in this one. Be sure you set at least to binary. You want set interpolation type. Other ways, if we come closer, you may see these artifacts from pixelizations on a side, and I want them smooth out, those ones. Okay, we'll set automatic for now. You can change if you need it, but mostly it will handle just fine. And we'll connect altitude to here. Okay. Grayscale. So right click to regeneration. This is our terrain. You may notice it's slightly lower kind of height. So you want to maybe expand or other things to add, and we can do this with filter. But what I want to actually point, it's not about this height or other things. I want to add strata, and the benefit of using strata inside, we'll just go add filter, go to environmental recursive strata, okay, that I can modify head tiling. So I can actually go and modify if they're going angle of this. So let me just pop up to the max. So I'm going add very hardness on the rock pop up so we can see kind of what I was meaning. And right here we need expand little bit range. So I'll show you in a second, but notice right here I'm going and I'm telling this, okay. And you notice the angle is changed as well on my strata filter, so it's not straight. Okay. This angle is adjusting left or right, so this is kind of what you want to do. But again, it is one way to add those steps and strata filter. And by the way, if you need it, we need it add a little more expand. You can go inside the filter. Okay, let's go modify this, switch to the filter, edit, and we can add slightly contrast to this, bring up and down. Let's make it smooth transition. Okay, click OK, And you can see we just add a little bit more height and low to us, so we have it better on the strata. Again, this is just example, but it's how you can use it procedural to work with this. And also you can add more, so you can actually create another combiner, create a terrain fractal for this, and 10 should work fine. Let's blend together with this. Okay, take a second, and this will just overlay, just enhance our image. Okay, and you can see right here it's add a little bit more details. And of course in a blender we can go and reduce, increase, maybe add to the just lower effect. Okay, let's re-render. Okay, and you can see right here we just add little bit details with our procedures. But again, how I said, and let me just close this one. This is just to example showing what I want to do. It's work with the standard terrain at this moment. And if we're going back and preview on our settings, you can notice we have about 11 and 6. Okay, and our altitude 26. So just kind of remember it's about 11 by 11 on this case. Okay, I'm going at my terrain size, and I'm just set 11 by 11 kilometers, and I'll just say height maximum to 2600 meters, so it's 2.something kilometers. Okay, let's go take our camera, move out. This is about scale what was working, and I'm going now to edit object. Again, I will add resolution to 2048, at least same resolution as my image. Okay, and next let's go to reset it. So I want flat resolution for this, and we'll go same, we'll go select image map and select our height right here. It's what we'll use it. Let's click OK. You can bring all the way up, and again it is up to this point if you how high you want it. Remember, this is all reference visual. You can go directly by the numbers if you want to use VDM, or you can just create your own height and adjustments if you need it. And I think maybe around there I'll just leave it like this. Click OK. Right here we have our nice canyon. Click OK, and we can take our camera and kind of look around our terrain. Okay, maybe adjust. Okay, let me go ahead and render this to the screen so we can preview a little bit better. Okay, you can see we have a nice effect on the sides with canyons. So we can go actually take our camera, place it somewhere right here. So we can preview this way. Also, you know what, let me change to vertical. So I'll cover, because I want to see this a little bit more, the lower angle as well. Okay, you can reposition camera as you like it. What next I want to do it is start kind of working, bring over so we can preview a little bit more on materials. Okay, overall, first I'm going to preload my main material, and I'm just have it right here, collection of my materials. If you're interested, you can get them from Cornucopia, or you can create your own. I'm just going to look for some Western type. Right here, I have it, Western rocks. Just preloaded overall, and it's set as world standard, so it's fine because I don't use that map. Okay. However, if I says, you know what, those erosion materials, I want to actually use it a little bit sand on them, so I will go open one, switch to simple material. On this point, I want to actually use them as materials so I can apply to place where the erosions happen. Okay, and we've done this before, so if you know, you can go and check other tutorials. I'm going just a little bit faster so we can add some to this effect. Okay, we'll go add image, and we'll just select flow. Actually, it's a C2. It's that one. I just named wrongly, so I need to rename from G2C. Okay, right here applied. You notice how it's messy, and a reason why, because we still be on world standard. So let me switch to object parametric, and this is applying just opposite. So we need to go inside the map, flip the map, and you can see now where's this applied, which is kind of nice. Okay, let's click OK here, and I'll just take my top camera, move a little bit up, and let's render. So right here you can see we have a nice map going with the deposits on the side. Okay, let's go ahead. You know what, maybe this main camera we needed kind of readjusting so we can view a little bit better. Okay, let's go ahead back. And one thing what I like to do with this, just maybe slightly decreasing, kind of blend a little bit more on this material. It's a little bit too bright. Or actually for this mountain, because this is, we probably want to add more orangey look to them. Obviously it's high iron metal there. Okay, next we need to add another one, and we can go ahead, select maybe a dark one. You can switch. Remember, when I switch to simple, this first one will be main, and I want to use it as a ground. Reason is why, so when we use it deposits and other ones we can place in those places. We'll go transparency again, set a variable, edit function, select projected, reload it, and right here we have put where and this. So deposits will be on the bottom and will be going kind of a little bit overlap with the flow. So we want to actually place this below the flow. Okay, it will bring a little bit more, and where it is with the on top, you notice right here side, so we want to use it kind of wash out colors on this a little bit stronger, so lighter and darker probably. Again, the best way to do this, it is take pictures, reference pictures of the mountains and refer to them. Okay, notice I am flipping for this one as well. And kind of interesting with Vue, if you do ecosystem, white it will be populating and dark not populating. With materials it's opposite, with more transparency or less, so white will be not transparent and black it's where we bring our colors out. So we set here, let's go set object parametric. Okay, and one thing, I want to bring this layer below my sand layer. Okay, let's just also blend slightly in. And you always can add bumps to both of them, so they will be applying bumps of the below material, so it will have a little bit nicer look. Okay, and next let's go add one more, and for this one I want to add something worn out kind of. So let's go select this material, stone rubbles. I'm going set to 0, 1. Okay, let me just verify so we have same object parametric. Notice how we change because our map is image. Okay, we'll check in a second what we can do with this. We have stone rubbles right here. We'll set transparency. So we'll go and modify it. We'll add image. We'll set this image to map where. Okay. Be sure again we'll set binary to this. Okay, till we in this one, you can notice right here we have it projected, and look how scale big. So I want just actually decrease that image tiling. I don't worry too much about tiling because it is kind of with alpha covering over will be there. And as well, you know what, let's bring this little bit more where color, so you can see where it's applied. Okay, let's take this notch down, click OK. Let's render preview. So you can see we have a nice map apply with a word right going right here. This is our where kind of map. We can take this map actually and let's bring on top, see how it will overlay with where, so it's kind of a bit better integrated. And a couple of things we can just make them kind of less applied. This is normal other map. Just previewing dry grass on the bottom. Let's take down this one. Okay, so I think this material is set okay. We can go in atmosphere and just slightly modify, see that add a little bit more effect to this. Okay, again, because this is quite a bit scale, I want dimmed out right here on the bottom, and we can do this with the increasing fog and pop up, of course, aerial perspective. We quite a bit high. We could take overall and scale down. This will affect atmosphere, or we can increase otherwise. Okay, let me just pop up slightly this way. Click OK. Main camera, we can look, we're about 4 kilometers up, so it's quite a bit high overall. Let's just, for this tutorial, I'm going to scale down. Okay, main camera, 17 millimeters. I noticed it was changed, so I'm going to 35 millimeters on the camera. Okay, we'll go bring this slightly down, and I kind of still a little bit don't like this perspective. So let me see if maybe we'll should change back to normal camera view. Yeah, this way we cover a little bit better. Okay. Again, if you think this is too strong, you can fix it, but always one thing, we can go to the sand bump and just add bumps, so on all of them. That will take some past bumps from the layer below, so we can kind of have this effect as well. In some cases you can enable, at least in Vue, the material displacement, which will kind of apply overall. Okay, and I think still be this stone rubbles, maybe too bright. Just bring them down. Let's go to atmosphere editor. We'll just pop up a few clouds, so just make it look a little bit nicer. Let's bring those clouds right here. There's wick covering, and we'll just bring them just above the camera. There's our little bit shadows from them. So let's reduce shadow density. Altitude will pop up clouds maybe to 2 points. Couple details. Let's go right here and just kind of slightly modified adjust values. So we'll see how it's. Okay, now let's take our sunlight, and it is look okay, but to have a little bit better look, we need to bring a little bit more shadows to our terrain. The shadows will create this kind of depth look. What I'm looking right here, you see the shadows on the side. I'm trying to add some lighting and depth to this, so we have a dark light lines. So it will create this extra kind of. Okay, and then next on the lighting, what I want to do is go inside shadow of the sun and bring this a little bit down. One thing, if you're using soft shadows, it may affect a little bit more, so I want to just readjust this way. Okay, you can see we have it texture more into a pop-up kind of nice effect. Okay, I think it's look okay. Right, these areas we kind of maybe want increase texture on these ones, but overall it's look very nice. In atmosphere editor, let's increase a little bit pop up on aerial perspective. Okay, run fog, just increase. And slightly on a glowing effect, it should bring this hotness. Just readjusting, see, and right here look good. Okay, we'll bring also sky a little bit high, so we'll add coolness and a little bit more haze right in this area. It's where I want to add distant kind of look almost to that point. Okay, let's click preview. Maybe a little bit too much on the distance. Again, in some of those settings you almost need to apply it a little bit more, see how they will work, if they will bring better or less effect, and just adjustment this way. Okay, I think this is kind of closer, so we'll click OK. I'm going to set this to final. A little bit higher resolution. We'll go to render this, and I'll pause tutorial and we'll come back when the render is completed. Okay, so right here our image is completed. It took about 10 minutes to render with a basic setup of atmosphere. Obviously, if you're working on an image, you won't spend more than few minutes to work on the atmosphere. You can apply, but overall here's nice things. Few tips when you create, you remember about shadows. By softening shadows when you go into the sunlight, they will provide you a little bit more details inside the shadow with nice and smooth kind of distant look. Again, thank you for watching this tutorial from Geekatplay Studio. Please remember visit us on the web is www.geekatplay.com.